paper, I would like to present the paper entitled Examining the Role of Explicit Phonetic Instruction in Native Life and Comprehensible Pronunciation Development, an Instructed SLA Approach to L2 Phonology. My instructor is Dr. Li Xu. Citation: the author is Saito. The paper is published on language awareness in 2011. My presentation is divided into 6 parts: introduction, literature review, method, results, conclusion, and finally critiques and suggestions.
Okay, good.
Introduction can be divided into 4 parts. The first part is the background of the paper and the related works in the past, the gap, and the purpose of this study. In the past, the teaching of English speech can be divided into 2 aspects. The first one is accentiveness, and the second one is comprehensibility. Accent is that you speak English is compare the way you speak English to the way native English speaker, and to what extent they are similar. And comprehensibility is that how much you can, what you speak can be understood by native English speakers. In the past, some researchers and scholars conducted some studies. They find out that they have to set a practical or feasible goal. Instead of teach students to have a native-like accent, they put much emphasis in comprehensibility, make their speaking more understandable. Therefore, this is the shift of the teaching paradigm. And one of the way of teaching pronunciation is called explicit phonetic instruction. That means teach students focus on certain segmental features, either by telling them the rule of pronunciation or have them to practice and let them to find out the rule. That is deduction and induction. And the importance of explicit phonetic instruction has been researched by several studies. However, the gap is that the phone-focused or explicit phonetic instruction has impact on the comprehensibility. This is the main purpose of this paper. The paper is to investigate the effect of explicit phonetic instruction on comprehensibility. But at the same time, the author also measured the impact of accentiveness. Literature review. During and Merrill conducted research in 2005. L2 students can benefit from explicit phonetic instruction very much. And when they compare their own productions and the proficient speakers, they can find the progress made after the instructions. And what is segmental-based instruction? That is the teacher teach students the organ of speech, your tongue, your lip, and your nose, the place, and how you use these organs to pronounce, and how you pronounce the sound, like fricative or stop sounds. There are 8 English-specific sounds that is found more difficult for native Japanese. They are a, v, U, and
And this is all for you.
And this is the focus of this paper. They teach the students these 8 sounds. We can see later what is the explicit instruction, including 3 phases. One is perception, production, and finally feedback. Perception, identify the difference, the feature of this English sound. Identify, tell them what's the feature of the English sound, and they compare this English sound to the Japanese counterparts, the near. For example, XL, Japanese always usually say XL, like this. The discrimination have to compare between the 2 languages. And production activity led them to focus on segmental level, word level, and sentence level. At different levels, extend their scope of practicing. And finally, corrective feedback. They get feedback from the teacher and practice more to improve their pronunciation. And the research question is that this kind of instruction, explicit phonetic instruction, can significantly improve the accentiveness and comprehensibility. How does the author do the method? Participant, 20 native Japanese speaker, only 20 adult, and they average 27.6 years old in average, and they stay in the USA for 2.3 months, and they have learned English for more than 10 years. Native listeners, there are 4 lessons to score, to rank or give them the mark for their speaking. And they are native English speaker, and they are instructors. They get, I guess, master degree at least in linguistics. And they are trained native English listener because they have experience living or working with non-native English speakers. And the instructor, I guess, it's the author, it's himself, the non-native speaking teacher, and got a master degree in linguistics. Research design. The 20 native adult Japanese speaker was divided into 2 groups, experimental group and control group. The author conducted the pre-test and then begin a 4-hour explicit phonetic instruction. And for control group, no treatment for them. And finally, the post-test was held again for these 2 groups. The effectiveness of this instruction was evaluated by comparing the scores in the pre-test and post-test. Instruction setting in the library and taught by the instructor in both Japanese and English. Pre and post-test include 2 parts. The first part is sentence reading test. There are 4 sentences to be read by the participants in the appendix. And the second part is picture description. A picture, a woman and a man stand on stage in a play, the first picture. And the second picture, the man presents a ring to the woman as a surprise gift. Okay. So, for example, the first sentence, when do you think they are going to read letters? Like this. And 4 underlined word, 6 underlined words note the sound that are focused. and rating results. The iterator reliability is adequate, is satisfactory, is not quite high, but is enough. The table, the 10 participants in the experimental group in comprehensibility ratings can get quite good results. They all make improvement. I forgot to mention that from the lower, the mark lower, the better, because
How come?
because
So everyone, do you understand the door? Of
the better, because the rule of marking, scoring, literature. Okay, I need to find
So far, we haven't found any information on the
literature scale from here. Okay, rating.
dates.
From 1, native like. 1 is native like, speak like a native English speaker, and 9, heavily accented. And 1, no effort to understand, is very easy to understand, and 9 is very hard to understand. It's on page 27.
Very good. Thank you.
So the result is,
The door.
again, for experimental group, they all improve their comprehensibility in sentence reading task, but no significant effect for all participants in the experimental group, because 3 improved and the other 10 not improved or even get worse. And for control group, the results are also mixed. 5 improved and 5 not improved. And the other part for the picture description, the author provided wrong data because he just copied the left-hand side part into the right-hand side part. Therefore, you can see the same. It's a set of wrong data, but the mean from 5.27 to 5.58 doesn't it get worse? It gets worse. Does not make any progress, and it can be reassured by ANOVA result. It also can be seen that for time, a main effect is observed for experimental group, and the control group did not make significant progress. Conclusion, experimental group can make significant improvement in sentence reading task, and this is very important for future teaching. And critiques and suggestions. I have 3 critiques over these articles. First, the number of participants quite limited, only 20. And second, short period of instruction, only 4 weeks, and 1 hour for a week. And no summary of ANOVA provided in the paper. My suggestion is that increase the number of the participants. I think at least 3 participants should be recruited for convincing evidence. And second, extend the instruction period. From my study, I think 12 weeks is good. It is quite enough for teaching pronunciation, and you can see the progress of the participants. And third, you should provide the ANOVA summary in your paper so that the readers can better understand the result. And you can give the author detailed information. And finally, this is the end of the presentation. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.